Like Marie Kondo said, if it's not serving you, if it's not bringing you joy, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Seyi and this is the Daily Seyi. On this channel, I share fashion styling videos, fashion hauls, along with some fashion tips and life and beauty things. So if any of that is right up your alley, then please feel free to subscribe. And as always, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in and being a real one. So in today's video, I am going to share some fashion tips with y'all, and I am sharing how I make sure that I have a decluttered closet. Yes, I am a primarily fashion influencer, content creator, blogger, and I do not have a cluttered closet. And that is quite literally intentionally because I cannot concentrate when things are cluttered in my home, in my closet, car, life, mind, what have you. If there's too much going on, I literally cannot function properly, and I've realized that about myself, and I've applied that same theory to my closet and to the clothes I wear, because realistically, I do enjoy dressing up and I do enjoy shopping. I love all these things, but at the end of the day, I know when there's overconsumption happening, and especially with the fashion industry, we have to be honest, fashion industry is a big player in overconsumption and honestly just not doing well in the sustainability aspect. And there are brands obviously forthcoming that are trying their best, but you know, those bigger fashion hitters still got a long way to go, right? So I'm just trying to make sure I do my part to not overconsume while still catering to the side of me that just loves to shop, that loves to put together looks. So I'm gonna share with y'all these 4 tips. So if you would like to hear how I keep a decluttered closet, then just continue watching. My number one thing that I do is that I always do a bi-yearly clean out refresh. So I like to take a look at my closet once or twice a year, and I like to just see, what is in here that I no longer want, that no longer serves me, that I no longer wear. Now, there used to be a time where I would just keep things and just hold on to them for the hope that one day I'll wear them again. And realistically, I literally never did. I just never wore them again. And I think I held on to them because I like the idea of having all these clothes in my closet, even though I was not utilizing them and even though they weren't being of use to me. For some reason, I just like the idea of seeing that I had all those clothes. And that's a whole other conversation, dealing with like a scarcity mindset and, you know, a lot of internal things. But I realized that, you know, I don't need to have things just bulging at the seams just for me to feel like I have a very functional closet going on. And so as I do my bi-yearly clean outs, I'm able to reassess like, okay, do I really like this thing, or did I just like it for that season or for, you know, those 6 months? Is this something that I know I can take with me into the next year? And so sometimes I have to remember like, okay, don't just throw it out or discard it just because you're not wearing it right now in this particular season, but just understanding that this will likely be worn in another season. But you have to just understand your style, understand what suits you, understand what makes you feel comfortable, and understand what makes you feel happy in order to effectively do that. So that is my tip number 1, is to do a bi-yearly clean out. Take a look at your closet, see what's working, see what isn't, see what makes you happy. Try things on, see how it fits. Sometimes things just don't fit the way they used to. Sometimes your style has just evolved and changed. Go through and do a bi-yearly clean out. Your closet will definitely thank you, and you make room for newer things. My next tip is another tip that I stand wholeheartedly by, and that is shopping with intention. Now, I know in this day and age, especially with TikTok, I feel like the rise of shopping for trendy pieces has become kind of like astronomical. And I think shopping for trendy pieces is totally fine. I think that you definitely have to decide where you stand in terms of these trends, and if it's just something that you think is just trendy on somebody else, or if you think that it's trendy on you. So even though I see trendy pieces, there are a lot of times where I don't really give into the trends unless I know that it's something that I can rework into different seasons and or rework in different ways. So there's one particular trend, like those super 70s style printed pants that kind of have come back, and I definitely love 70s style. That's definitely an era that I feel like if I was born in, or if I was like a young adult in, I would be thriving. But those printed pants, as cute as they are, and I've seen them everywhere, they kind of almost look like my nails, like this kind of like psychedelic looking, you know, very printed, swirly, colorful. They're super cute. But I had to take a moment and think, realistically, Seyi, when else will you wear this? Where else will you wear this? I know me. I know my style, and even though I can see something and say that that's really cute, I just know that I personally would not get a whole bunch of wear out of it. And so I tend to stray away from trendy pieces like that because I know my personal style and I know it just doesn't necessarily fit it as cute as it is. But there are other trendy pieces where I bought them and I'm like, you know what, even though it may not be on trend, you know, in like the next 6 months or a year, it's something that I can definitely rework and make look good in a different outfit, in a different way. And so that is what I mean by shopping with intention. And in addition to that, I mentioned this in a couple other videos. I mentioned this on Instagram a lot, but when I do shop, I always try to make sure that I can put together 3 different outfits with whatever I'm trying to buy. That is my rule of thumb. If I cannot put together 3 different looks, especially if the piece is a bit more like outlandish or like more colorful, because I'm usually a neutral girl, or anything like that, even more printed, if I cannot put together 3 different looks with said item, then I will not get it. It's as simple as that. And I gotta be able to put it together in my head, because sometimes, you know, you think like, oh, you know, when I get the piece, I'll like make sure I'll figure it out when I get it, and you realize you can't figure it out, and now it's just sitting in your closet wasting away. Again, this is not to say you can't shop trendy things, but when you are shopping them, just think about functionality as well. Like, will this really fit into my wardrobe, or am I just liking it for like this 1 month? So that is my tip number 2, is to shop with intention. Tip number 3 is to understand your core pieces and understand how that fits into your style. Like I was saying earlier, printed pants are not necessarily my core pieces. So I'm not investing or buying a whole bunch of, you know, printed pants because I just know it's not something that I would necessarily be wearing very often. But now, pair of like one color type of slacks is something that I can most definitely find myself wearing more frequently than not. And I am willing to spend a higher amount of money to get a pair of good staying slacks. That's just something that I prefer, and it's just something that I know that I can get a whole bunch of wear out of. Perhaps slacks is not your style, but perhaps there's a staple piece that is your style and you're just like, ooh, yes, I like that. Yes, I can make that work in different ways. And while obviously you can take these tips with a grain of salt, just apply them to your own closet and see what makes the most sense. So understand your style, understand your core pieces and what works, and knowing that these are core pieces that you can hold on to and that they can last you, and that when you do your, you know, bi-yearly clutter clean out, these are pieces that likely will stay with you because they're your core and they kind of speak to who you are as far as your personal style goes. So number 3, understand your personal style and shop in that way. And this is a last one for me. I do this mainly because I already take a lot of outfit photos. I do outfit videos, obviously. So put together outfits with the things that you have and take pictures of them and put them in a folder on your phone. This is a tip that a lot of other people share because it's actually pretty useful. Take a picture on your phone and save them into a folder. So if you ever get to a point where you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what to wear to this event. Oh my God, I don't know what to wear. Or oh, I don't know what to do. Go to that folder and get some inspiration from yourself. It's easy. Trust me, I get it. I am guilty of it. I have done it where you like, oh my God, I don't have anything to wear. Let me just go shopping and buy something. I think that in some cases that is fair, but in a lot of times it's just, you just forgot what you had in your closet. I forget, even though my closet is not decluttered, I still forget pieces that I have until I'm looking at photos and I'm like, oh right, I have those pants. That's something I was looking for to pair with this outfit. So take the pictures, put them in your camera roll, save them to a folder, reference them when you need to. Even if you're not even looking for a particular outfit, just reference them from time and time again, and you'll just get refreshed inspiration from your closet, which is great because it's you that put it together. So I would assume that you will like what you put together. Just saying. That is my 4th tip, is to take the pictures, put them in your folder, reference them when you need to, so that way you're never like, I don't know what to wear. And my final tip, I know I said it before, but this is like a bonus one. Do not throw away everything out of frustration. Number 1, really do not try to throw away your clothes unless it's extremely damaged, like extremely, then perhaps, and even then you could probably repurpose it. I definitely try my absolute hardest to not throw away clothes. I literally have bags of clothes that I need to donate, but I refuse to, like, they're not going in the dumpster because, I don't know, to me, that feels extremely wasteful. Like, I know these pieces can be utilized by somebody else somebody else can bring new life into them. They're just not doing it for me right now. And so I always try to make sure that I donate, or, you know, I'll have friends and I'm like, hey, I have this stuff if you want to look through to see if you want something, because there have been times where I'm just like, it no longer works for me, but it has worked for my friends, and I'm like, this looks great on you, you know, now it was no longer serving me. So please don't throw away your clothes unless they're extremely damaged, and even then you can find different ways to rework them. But do not throw away, in a figurative sense, all your stuff out of frustration to just start new and be super minimalist. We all cannot be minimalist. There are people out there who thrive off of being a minimalist. People who thrive off of being a minimalist. And you know what? More power to them. I personally do not. I don't like to hoard, and I don't like to just have a bunch of stuff, but I know where I find my most happiest, or I know where I am my most happiest, and it's kind of in that right in between. And so when you try to just throw everything away and kind of copy somebody else's idea of like minimalism and, you know, sustainability, sometimes you can get frustrated, and you might just end up buying even more things that you realize don't even fit your personal style, don't fit your core. You know, your core pieces are not things that you will see yourself wearing long term, and you're kind of starting the cycle all over again. Think about it like that. Keep stuff in your closet that when you wear them, you just feel really good. You want to feel good. If something is too tight, it gotta go. It gotta go. Don't overhaul. Don't be dramatic and just start fresh and start anew. Take time to just start adding pieces and removing. Add them and remove them. That's how I do it, and it's helped me so far. No longer feel attachment to clothes like that. Like Marie Kondo said, if it's not serving you, if it's not bringing you joy, that doesn't mean that it's a bad piece of clothing. It just means that it's no longer doing what it needs to do for you. So those are my tips on how to keep a decluttered closet. Hopefully that helps you as you sort of continue shopping, trying to shop more sustainably, trying to actually have core pieces in your closet that work for your style. And yeah, I hope this video helps y'all in any sort of way. If it does, please give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and like it. Share it with somebody who may need a little help in this department. And if you're also liking what you see, then please feel free to subscribe as always. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Until next time, bye.